Boom, boom. This is Ken, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a little bit of Bleach Immortal Souls up today. So, a couple of things we're going to go ahead and cover, so I'll go ahead and jump right into it. First of all, 24, story chapter 24. This is an extremely difficult chapter. I got a couple DMs for it, and I also actually got someone on YouTube asking about that as well. Apparently, some of the teams aren't capable of getting through that. I'll be honest with you, I did not get through 24. I got through it on the first try, but I had to come back. 24-8, which is a really tough one. 24-10 was even tougher for me, actually. Both of these are Grimjow. The first one is Grimjow. They're just one stage, so it's just one level. But the first one is Grimjow, standard form. 24-10 is him in Resurrection Ford. The problem is he rages every single skill right from the start. I two-starred them the first time. I lost, I can't remember exactly what it was. I got the video up, but I lost players on both, multiple players. You can lose one and still three-star. I went back and completed them a couple days later, and the way I did that was simple. You don't need 24-8 and 24-10 to continue enhancing your characters. You can actually do it without them easily. So that's what I did. I went back and greened everybody except for, I still don't have Iroquois V2 green, but I'm going to be greening him shortly. But yeah, I just went back. What I did was I greened everybody, first level of green. I know it's expensive. You're looking at about a little over 2 million per, but you need it. This enhancement gives them a lot of defense, and you need that. Also went and greened all of the weapons, operating under the assumption that taking him down faster would mean that you would get hit less. The key is to kill him as fast as possible, because he's going to rage every single time he hits a skill. Okay, if you don't take him down fast, he's just going to wear you down. 24-8, I cleared that. I did not lose anybody. But I still lost one person on 24-10. I three-started, because you can lose one person and still three-start it. I lost Kenpachi on 24-10. That's where he's in his Resurrection 2 form. Grimjow is. It's not. Understand that he's beefed up big time. Grimjow is the weakest of the Soulhawk characters, as I've said on numerous videos. But they have really, completely overloaded his strikes. So he's doing a ton of damage. You're going to need tanks, basically. Your front line is going to have to be tanks. Okay? Zazzle Sapuro works very functional. In 24-8, I lost. Zazzle Sapuro died, but he revived, so I didn't lose anybody. But I still lost one person in the even on 24-8. But fortunately, he went for Zazzle Sapuro, and he revived after he was killed. And then I killed him the next strike later. So you're going to need tanks. Okay, tanks, lifesteal, anything you can to prevent that front row from getting it. Iroquois works excellent because of the shield. It doesn't last very long, to be truthful, but at least it's a little bit of a help. So basically, my front row is basically Iroquois, Zazzle Sapuro on the wings, and then I have Full Hollow Ichigo in the center. Full Hollow Ichigo's, he's not technically considered a tank, but his lifesteal makes him sort of tanky, so he's an excellent character for your front line, and that's why I use him. He did not die on either of those particular levels, simply because of the fact that the levels aren't, he's not going to kill, Grimjow doesn't, he kills you fast, but he doesn't kill you super fast. You usually go through 1 or 2 hits before people start dying. Unfortunately, the problem is he keeps doing it every single time, so it makes it ridiculous. So surviving is just a matter of outlasting them. So what you do is you don't need 24-8, 9, or 10. Just stop at those. Go back and start greening people. Green the weapons. Green the enhancements. Okay, and then come back and do it. That's the only way to do it, is just get stronger. It's a little bit as I've said before, the levels are gated, and they gate it simply because of the fact that they gate it according to the fact that you're not going to be able to beat it unless you can get over that gate. You got to be able to unlock that gate, or you don't have any chance of beating it. Those 24-8 and 24-10 are a tad bit overpowered, I have to say, simply because of the fact that he rages every single time. I mean, he rages. You attack him, you might rage once or twice, but the rest of them are going to regular hit. And then he rages again, and it just keeps going on and on and on. And basically, he just wears you down. So having tanks, any type of shielding, any type of life stealing on your front row is going to be a must. Okay, if you want to 3-star it, So my solution was to come back and green to everybody. Like I said, I completed it in the video, but 24-8 and 10 were 2-starred, but you don't need them to green everybody. At least I didn't need them to green my team. If you have a character that requires 24-8 or 24-10, you might be in little trouble. But none of mine did. All of mine were before 28, giving me another way to actually green them up, such as Aircore here, which I'm almost ready to take him up. As you can see, this one's 24-5. This one was 24-1 and 2. So as you can see, 24-3. Yeah, as you can see, if you can get to probably maybe 24-5, you might be in good shape, or 24-6 or 7. You should be able to go to the next level, and then you can just come back and did them later. That's what I did. My video verifies that I did not beat them. And as I said in my video, I was just going to get stronger and come back. So that's what I did. If you've greened and you're still dying, then you're going to need to start focusing on tanks. Okay, that's really the only way to go about it. Okay, you're just going to need a tank, so I'm one short there. So I'll have to get him a little bit later. I'm going to need 10 before I can do it, but I'll take him up to green too. But yet you're going to need tanks. That's just the only way to go about it. He just hits way too hard. So it is a little bit out of line. Just like some of the elite stages were the same, where they're just not. It's just it's dynamic, so it's very difficult for the developers to actually accurately gauge, okay, the levels, and as the power increases, match that so that it's challenging. I think the problem with those two levels, 24-8 and 2010, is the fact that he rages every single skill. If he didn't rage every single turn, it wouldn't be that difficult. But he does. He rages each time, every single skill. Yeah, and that's just the way it goes. And like I say, I did lose somebody. I lost one person on 24-8 and 24-10, even after I 3-started. On 24-8, I lost Zazzy, but as you can see, Zazzy revives. Okay, and he revives with about 2 bars of health. So I was able to beat. I think I beat him like the next one after Zazzy Super revived. My next times I took him out. And on 24-10, I lost Kenpachi. Okay, because Grimjow's rage isn't all type, but it focuses on one character. So he hits one character and then it sort of fans out to the other characters. And unfortunately, Kenpachi just didn't quite have what it took, and he passed away. But I killed him the very next round and was able to do it with just losing one, so I got to 3 stars, because you're allowed to lose one, as I said before. So yeah, that's it's not easy, but yeah, that's all I can do. Get to 24/7, try to clear everything 3 stars, then just go back and power them up. If you look here, let me see here, green 2. Let's take what it looks for green 2. So green 2, okay, 24/6. So you should be able to do that. Okay, here we go. So you're not going to be able to do. Now I have the reason I have enough to do this is because of the fact that you get them from just from soulstone bags and stuff like that. 24/10, yeah. So you're gonna the farthest you're gonna go is green 1, but that should be enough to actually give you the edge. Green 1, everybody, do the weapon, then try it again. Okay, if that still fails, then start focusing on, you know, your pieces of armor. Okay, because you can armor up and just, you know, start, you know, focusing. Because if you look, you've got defense and hit points right here. If you increase this, okay, every little bit counts. You've got some attack and some more hit points if you do this, and you've got defense. So you can focus on the items and just green them as well. Okay, uh, but if that's what it takes, because like I say, those two levels, 28 and 10, are extremely difficult. So you're going to need to have your. If you don't beat them on the first try, you're just going to have to keep going back. Okay, so you know, get 24/6 and green everybody. I know it's expensive. I mean, you know, you're looking at like 2.3, I believe. What is it? I should know how much it is here because I have to do him, his enhancement. 2.7 million. Okay, so you're looking at 2.7 million for each, but that's the only way to do it, and you'll be successful. Tanks on the front. Just, you know, Iroquois is excellent. The shield just helps. Okay, if you don't have Iroquois, or if you don't have Zazzle Sapura and you're using some of the others, you might want to start focusing on injecting a healer. I know there's not a whole lot of them. Really, the only straight you or force healer is actually Christmas or Ahime right here. Okay, she's a straight healer, but so those the other Ahime, but she's SR. Yunohan is a good healer. She's the SSR. She's the only real powerful healer that you've got in the SSR. So you might want to give her a try. But again, these are SSR characters. So her base stats aren't quite as high. So she's probably going to die quick, unfortunately, because of how hard Grimjow's hits are in that particular stage. So there's not a whole lot that you can do in terms of that. So just get as far as you can. Hopefully you can 3-star up to 24/6 or 24/7, and then just green everybody. And try after you've done the weapons. If that doesn't work, then just start greening the equipment. Okay, you've got the stuff to do it. You don't need green 2 takes the second half of 24, so even you won't be able to get to green 2, but getting to green 1 should be enough to give you a little bit more oomph. But yeah, you're going to need tanks, lifesteal. That's pretty much about all you can do in terms of building the team, and that's one of the reasons I switched. As most people who watch my channel briefly know, that I was originally using Yuraku as my tank. He's been reworked, so he's much better now. He probably would be a good choice, but he was not a very good tank when I switched over to Zazzle, and I did that because of his Rive, and switched over to Iroquois because of his shield. Okay, a lot of people focus on going 6 attackers. You can't beat the game like that. That will last for a while, but when you get up in the higher levels, you need tanks and a way to regenerate life. Life stealing that's why I chose Full Hollow Ichigo's, because of his life steal. So yeah, unfortunately there are some teams that are going to find 24/8 and 24/10 exceedingly difficult. Okay, there just is, because of the fact that if you don't have some tanks in there, and a lot of people don't like tanks. I love tanks. Okay, I have an excellent backfield in Tensa, Zangetsu, White, Ichigo, and Kenpachi. These three are maximum damage dealers. They deal a ton of damage, so it's not really super important that I have more damage. Okay, more damage is nice, but sometimes when you get to the point, as with 24/10, where damage just is not going to cut it, you need to be able to survive until you can do the damage needed. Iroquois and Zazzle, if you're using, I would suggest that, or Full Hollow Ichigo on your front line would be a good choice. Okay, like I say, Iroquois did not die on either, and as you can see, he's not even green yet, and I've already 3-starred him. He didn't die on either. Like I say, the first one on 24/8, Zazzle died, but he revived, and on 24/10, Kenpachi died. He didn't revive, of course, but you only need 1. You can still get 3-star with 1. So that's all I can offer in terms of advice. There's just not a whole lot of it. Yeah, get as far as you can, and then just start greening everything. Green your enhancements. green your actual weapons and you green everything, and then come back and do it. Once you do that, you should be able to beat it because you're going to be a lot more powerful. Green is expensive, but it gives you a whole new level. Okay, and I think that's why they put it so that you could get to green ones without having to do the second half of that chapter. They sort of, yeah, I think they realized it was super powerful and that you might not be able to do it, but they made it so that you could get green stuff without having to do those particular chapters, or those particular sorties at 24.8 and 24.10. You can still get by without them. So I think that sort of gives you an idea that, yeah, they're saying go power up and then come back and do it, which is what I did. And once I did power it up, I was able to beat it. But like I say, I did lose people, but well, previously I lost more than one. This time I didn't lose, so I was able to 3-star. So that's all I can offer in terms of that. So that's one of the reasons I made the video. The second one is the World Championships are here. So get those teams ready to go. Starts for me in about 5 hours. I'm currently hovering in the platinum. You know, your actual skills adjust as you go through. So I'm waiting anxiously to get in there and jump in there and do my actual things because I want to get some. I've got a couple weapon packs that I want to complete here. I need a few more to complete Yunohana's weapon, Minazuki. So I'm going to snatch up Minazuki, and also want to get some of Ichigo's shards to get Ichigo's weapon as well. Those are really the only two that I'm focused on, primarily because they don't offer these inside of anywhere that I've actually seen. You can get Ishiru's inside of the shop. And all these others are pretty much offered inside of, including Lisa's, as well as Ingetsu. I've got Ingetsu's as well. They're offered inside of the shop, so you can get them pretty easy. Lisa's is one that you should definitely pick up. It's very valuable. But you can get those inside of the gacha. But for some reason, I have never seen, and I look constantly, but I've never seen Minazuki, or see, there's Ingetsu, there's Lisa's, and they even have some of the really good ones. Nico's in here is Zabimura. If you're using Renji, she's in here. Actually, Sugiji, this is a good one if you're using Miuryu. If you're not, and you're a newer player or mid player, he's very valuable. His poison's immensely helpful. But they never have put Minazuki. I've never seen Minazuki in here, and I have never seen Ichigo's Zanpakuto in here either. So the only way to get them is through shards, and I've been building up the shards for some time, and I've almost got to Minazuki. I'm very, very close. Where's Minazuki? Which way? This, I think I need 5 more for Minazuki. So, you know, you just got to work through it. I mean, you know, there's not a whole lot that you can do in terms of, you know, getting the ones. But yeah, and then after I get the 5 shards that I need for Minazuki, I'm going to start working on full hollow Ichigo's. I'll always get at least, you know, 15 to 20 shards inside of the World Championship. My team's, I've been tanking my team. I've got everybody up to 95, all 3 teams. Except I think for Mayuri. No, I've got him up too. And I'm just bringing up the skills. It gets expensive. I'm serious. When you're getting into 95, the skills, you know, just one level of skills for the set is like over $1 million. So yeah, it's just gold. Just makes it, you know. But I've been doing as best as I can. I've rearranged my teams to include some of the characters. Including him is a wise choice. This is the anniversary Ichigo. Offers a ton of support and increases the damage of your back team, making him an excellent guardian. And then I'm also starting to bring up some of the other URs as well. One of the ones I'm really interested in looking at is possibly bringing up, maybe even I'm debating whether or not Berrigan would be worth it, but I'm definitely going to bring up Notora for the Guardian stance. I'm actually going to be, after I've finished with the others and I'm in the lull where there's nothing that I'm focusing on, I'm actually going to bring Notora up purely from a PvP standpoint because he's completely overpowered in PvP. You can go for a whole round. You can literally waste an entire rage on him, all 6 of your characters, and not kill him simply because of the fact that he's got that invincibility, and it lasts for an entire turn. So you can, and everybody has to hit him. So even if it happens midway and you kill him, like in 3 have already hit, those next 3, well, he'll be invincible to, but he'll be invincible for those first 3 in the next round, and you won't see any damage until your 4th player on that second round. It's ridiculous. You can change the whole outlook of a PvP match simply by extending it to another round, which allows you to win. That's all, that's all it takes. So he's an excellent PvP character. You'll find teams that have him in this PvP have a better win rate and win percentage than those that don't. But yeah, the World Championships is coming up, so definitely want to get powered up, get ready. This is the best place to get those SSS sharps for the characters that they don't seem to offer, without having to do it inside of the limited exchange, because you can do it inside the limited exchange. I mean, they got it right here. If you want to spend a little bit of money, you can get the weapons for in here. We've got Lisa's is in here. Right there is Minazuki, and right there is Ichigo. So you can get them if you want to pay a little bit of money. I've spent money on the game, but I don't particularly, as long as I'm able to get something without spending the money, that's the way I do it. I did purchase, if you're a new player, sorry, wrong thing. I did purchase the growth plan. I think this was an excellent option. Okay, you get a lot of soul jade from this. Okay, a lot of soul jade. It's clearly worth it. So I did purchase this, and like I said, I did purchase a few things back during the Christmas event because I really wanted to get the UR version of Orihime, because I'm going to be plan to in the future use her as my healer. I want a healer. I want a UR healer. There just really aren't that many. So, but I wanted to have one because I know that later in the game, I mean, and it's starting to. It started here at 25, at 24. They're starting to throw a lot of damage at you, and if you don't have tanks, you're going to need healing. I'm paranoid, so tanks and healing have been on tap, which is one of the reasons I've focused on Yuna. She's the best healer at this point, and she's in my PvP team in my Guardian stance. Okay, so that's the only offers I can set. There's some teams that are just going to have trouble, but just do it up to 24/6, drop out. Don't worry about 24/8, 24/10. Just go back and start greening everything. It might take a couple of weeks because of how much it costs, and then go back in and do it, and you should be able to beat it. Okay, you don't need the second half of that chapter 24 to get everything up to green 1. Okay, there might be some of the equipment that might do, but you should be able to get enough to actually beat it. All right, so again, thanks a lot for watching the video. Remember to subscribe. I want you to subscribe to see a bell. If you click on that bell, you get notified each time I do drop a video. Remember to like and share the videos. That does help the channel immensely. So this is Ken Muir coming at you from the corner, signing out.